Good afternoon. Today's date is June 30th, 2026, and we're here at the Mayo residence to perform a damage analysis video and review while documenting the damages for this claim for the Allstate adjuster. According to the Allstate adjuster, at the adjuster meeting, the first thing he broke to me was this homeowner has a laundry list of claims, which to me I find very unfortunate that a homeowner has to file so many claims to get covered what should be so obviously covered. What we're going to do is examine the damages on the metals as well as the soft metal accessories on the roof, and go from there. One of the other things that Lou explained to me is the reason for the denial in his exact vernacular was the damage is not widespread. So what we're going to do is take a look at these metal components and then the roof, and we're going to measure and see if there's any consistency within the shape and sizes, as well as the hail reported on the date of loss in this area. Now, from what I understand, this metal here was covered. It was awarded by Allstate as damaged in the claim and paid for. My question would be, what is thick enough, strong enough, dense enough to damage the metal components of this system here, but not asphalt shingles? Seems like a pretty common sense question, but people make mistakes. So let's examine what we have here. Again, we're seeing a variable kind of like difference in shape and size, but they're all roughly the same, which is coming out to about 1 inch. Looks like 1.25 inches, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. So all of that is falling exactly within the shape and sizes reported on the data loss at this here address. 1 inch. Okay, so we can agree Allstate has awarded to replace this metal bay window here due to the hail damage that is on it. Otherwise they wouldn't be paying for it. So I'm not an adjuster and I don't pretend to be, but I would assume that the hail is a covered loss based on that information alone. 1 inch. Sorry about that. My Metaglass is filmed in 3-minute increments and it paused. Another thing to keep in mind here is the damage in regards to gutters is not going to be as susceptible as this. Okay, those are galvanized steel gutters. However, I believe we can find some damage on them. However, it's not as likely to be on the galvanized downspouts because you're not going to get damage on these without wind. That doesn't mean that there's not some present. Let's see if the adjuster properly documented these downspouts, because as I'm climbing up, I'm already seeing some divots and dents in the gutter. That's a dent in the gutter. That's a dent in the gutter. So far, we have 2 locations that are showing clear impact. Downspouts and metal bay window. Let's keep moving along to see if this damage is widespread. Let's take a look at the gutter itself. I'm seeing hits on the gutter. How about that? Okay, why don't we take a quick measurement and see what it's going to measure out to be. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Alrighty, so as we're moving along, we are getting a little bit more widespread every moment that we move to a new location. I'm seeing impact on the outside of the gutter right there. Take a look over here. Let's see if I can confirm that. Look at there. There's a hit on the outside of the gutter right there. Let's take a look. See if it's fallen within that size. Three-quarters of an inch. It's fallen within that size. So we're getting more and more widespread as we progress. Let's take a look here. Hit on the front lip of the gutter. I'm gonna attach a photo. We have hits inside of the gutter in areas that are not safe to access, where no man can go. Yet we have documented evidence of that. 1 inch. Again, adjuster stated the reason for denying is the damages were not widespread. We are now on this back slope, and I've got to be honest, I'm seeing some widespread damage. Okay, on the gutters. Collateral evidence supporting the damages that the homeowner is making on this claim. Okay, now these are on the outside of the gutter, but I'm going to post a photo again. We have evidence of dents inside the gutter where no man can safely access from an inspection, which yields the question, what caused that if not hail? We're going to hop up on the roof and take a look at some of these power fans that ventilate the attic. Alrighty, let's take a look at these power fans. Now, important thing to note, according to the adjuster, prior claims paid out for one power fan, which would be over there, not these, okay? And what I'm seeing, that tied along with the detailed inspection report I had from the past 2 years, we can draw the conclusion that what we're seeing wasn't here when Allstate was previously here, because they weren't paid for. Again, I have data from prior inspections over the years showing that this damage wasn't here. Now, let me take my tape measure here and see what size collateral it's measuring up to be. And 1 inch. 1 inch in measurement on that new damage. We're seeing a pattern here. Everything that we're measuring widespread on the gutters, on the metal roof, on the power attic fans is measuring up as the same hail reported on the date of loss. Let's take a look at some of these anomalies on the shingles. Alrighty. Okay. A blind man could see it. All right. Keep moving along here. I'm circling just the best ones. Wow. Clear impact embedded granules. Holy smolies. It's even cracked the fiberglass, which is going to affect the ability for this shingle to shed water, leading to a leak. That's not good. If it were me, I'd file a claim on that. Now, let's see if there's anything consistent that would lead us to believe this was caused by hail and not wear and tear, other than the obvious impact and embedded shingles. Let's start measuring. Clear hit on the hip and ridge shingles. 1 inch. Softest shingles on the roof. If you don't have hail damage on these, it's not likely that your roof was affected by the storm. But guess what? Look how soft that is when I push it. Oh my goodness, it's evidently bruised, obviously damaged by hail. Again, 1 inch. 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 Ladies and gentlemen of Allstate, what is going on here lately, guys? Can the homeowners trust you? I'd like to think that they can. Is it the adjuster's call? Is it coming from upper management? This shouldn't be that hard. This roof was obviously affected by storm damage. I mean, come on. Let's take a look. See what we got. Obvious dents into the soft metals collateral. Now, if this measures the same size, that should be everything you need to hold up and substantiate the damages that are being documented on the roof. 1 inch. 1 inch. Come on now, folks. Look here. Clear embedded granules, bruised matting, cracked asphalt. 1 inch. Now, for the argument that maybe this is wear and tear, let's see if I can find an example of wear and tear on this old roof to compare with a hit. Here's a hit, clear bruised matting, measuring up to that consistent shape and size that we're seeing with the rest of the hail, versus here. Do you see this clear pattern where there is granules still present, but there is no asphalt horizontally across this dragon's tooth of the shingle? Exposed fiberglass matting, no asphalt matting. Wear and tear, functional damage. Not covered, covered. Natural, sudden loss. Very clear difference. And again, to the argument this damage isn't widespread. 1 inch. Over 2 inches. Matter of fact, closer to 4. Boom. 1 inch. Widespread. It doesn't get more widespread than that. Why don't we take a look over here? See what we got on this exhaust cap over here. It is 107-degree heat index today. Very hot. But we care about our homeowners and our customers. We haven't charged them $1. Which, you know, you would think in the event of a loss, the insurance would cover you, and I would hope they would as a homeowner. 1 inch. But sometimes you got to put in a little work, which I'm fine doing, to show what's obviously here. I think I've shown enough. I mean, the widespread damage that wasn't here present before the date of loss, which we can prove. Come on, guys. What do we need here? Is this a management's decision? Is this an adjuster? This homeowner shouldn't have to file 3 claims with Allstate to get such obvious damage covered. You've paid for the metal bay window that's so obviously damaged by hail. You've paid for the soft metals, the power attic fans, which honestly, these aren't that soft, okay? Those are soft metals. You paid for those. What is it that's making Allstate cover the damages on the hard metals, the soft metals, but not the gutters and the obvious damage on the shingles? It shouldn't be that hard, folks. We can see it here, obviously. The likelihood of this not being caused by hail is incalculable, okay? It's measuring up to the same size as the hail reported on the date of loss, okay? The only customers in this neighborhood that have not been awarded replacement are Allstate customers. And what kind of inference is a homeowner supposed to make when that is the case? I don't know. I don't have Allstate insurance. Just obvious dents, obvious damage. Folks, we appreciate taking the time. Please do the right thing.